Brum brum.
You lost for words?
I'm lost for words. I've lost my train of thought.
Is it because you were with a calendar girl?
Well, it could be, but I'll explain that in a minute. Anyway, so this is it now. Obviously, we've got to alter this. That's all looking good. The clutch pedal works, although it's a bit stiff. I'm quite confident we can manage with it. And when the engine's running, it might be slightly different. But sitting here reminds me that how important the throttle linkage is, because John's obviously sorting out all the nice ball joints and everything and making a lovely job of it, because, you know, to be honest, it's very, very important. Your life depends on it a lot of the time. And it reminds me, I was racing the Type 51, David Hyman's Type 51, at Cadwell Park. You come down the straight, past the start and finishing line, and there's a lovely gentle curve. And I found that all I had to do was just lift off and go in. Didn't have to brake, just lift off, confidence lift. Anyway, so I arrived at the corner, and I'd already lifted off, and I thought, I'm going too fast. It flashed across my mind. So anyway, instead of trying to go around the corner, I went straight onto the grass, which was lovely, no problem. Been on the grass a million times. As I hit the grass, there was a bump, and it threw me up in the car, and I'm not exaggerating, I was standing in the car like that, holding on to the steering wheel, which was there, right up, standing like that. And then as I went over the bump, I fell back into the car. And I thought, blimey, I could have been thrown out. And then I hit a real bump, much bigger. But by then I was ready for it, you know, so I didn't actually come up in the seat. I wedged myself in, held the steering wheel, and that was it. In fact, the young kid that was with us, he saw me and he said, I thought you were mucking about. I said, I wasn't mucking about. If I'd have had hold of that steering wheel, I'd have been thrown out. In America, they have lap straps in these. They don't have a forearm, they have a lap strap. And, you know, they've raced these millions and millions of races, and, you know, so they really know about it. And I think they're right, because, you know, I mean, if something like that happens and you were just held in the car, it means you can control it. So anyway, so that's just a story, you know, side story really, but I'll never forget it. It was very important, because, you know, when you're in a Capri and you've got the seatbelts on and everything, you get on the grass, you can just sit there and think about what you're doing. If you have to hold yourself in the car, it ain't any good. So there we are. But I must mention this, because our camera lady, Susie, who you all know, has suddenly become a calendar girl. And she didn't have to wear a wet t-shirt or anything. You all know she's got this Lusso Ferrari, and they did an article about it in Classic Car magazine, and they obviously thought the picture was very good and warranted a picture in their calendar. So in the Classic and Sports Car calendar is a picture of Susie in the Lusso, looking very good, I might say. And if you really look at it carefully, you can see her face in there. She's got the big sunglasses on, trying to look cool. Talking about throttles and how important they are, and the spring, etc., and your life depends on it. The story I told you about the Cadwell Park incident in the Type 51, I reckon what happened was the barrel throttle froze. Because they used to do that, running on methanol and everything, and I think it froze. And when I lifted off, it didn't lift off. And that is how I finished up on the grass. So it was the throttle freezing, I think.
So this video isn't about throttles freezing, it's about pedals and linkages and
how important the throttle linkage is. If you race stock cars, you ain't allowed to have a cable throttle. It has to be a mechanical like what we've got on here. Because again, you know, that's serious racing with a V8 in a blooming silly little car going round and over. They're really going. And anyway, you're not allowed to have according to my mate Vicky, who said to me, he said, you're not allowed to have a cable throttle. And I can understand it. And when you see this throttle where you can put your toe under it and pull it back, that's another good thing. But whatever way it goes, we definitely can do it. It's just it might be more awkward than we thought it was going to be. Now, as you can see, this pedal, so when you're sitting up there, and you sort of more or less push down to make it do that. So instead of having the pedal like this, we're going to have it like that. So that is...
You didn't have a drill.
If you go bigger, you want to come this way, don't you? Just a whisker.
Yeah, could do, eh?
Yeah.
We'll get the boring thing out and bore it.
Now that's been bored out now to take the adjustment thing, and that'll get welded in.
Like that.
Yeah, I think that looks good. Better to start off with something. I mean, an old pedal's better to start with a bit of metal. Yeah. Right, this is the bracket we made up. As you can see, old John's welded it all up, rigged it all round. So that will get bolted to the side. And then we found out that these ones with the reservoir are the same length as the other ones. So there's no point in us having a separate reservoir and making even more work. So I bought 2 new ones of them from Car Builder Solutions. Bloody good, very good magazine, catalogue. Right, so that's the setup. Look, that's going to work like that. But they're too long then. But anyway, that's looking good, isn't it? It's all welded up. It looks ever so strong, John, doesn't it?
Yeah, that'd be right, wouldn't it?
And then we might have to support this side slightly, but we'll see how it looks. I mean, if it don't bend when you press the pedal, we're bloody good enough, I think. Well, there we are. That's roughly what we want. Now, obviously, this is going to get altered from here down. It all looks a bit heavy. I mean, if we was doing it for a serious, we're going to really go racing to win, we'd probably drill a hole in there, which would lighten that. We might cut a few corners off and just lighten it down, but that's a good start, John, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's centre-wise, that might go in a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to be able to do that with it, don't you?
Yeah. Just in case you lose one set of brakes.
Yeah.
And then if we don't have twin cylinders, we'll have to work something out. I don't know what we do, but I'm sure we can think of something. But that works like a charm.
And did it push right down to there? I think it will almost, won't it?
Yeah, so when we want to bleed the brakes, that'll go right down.
I don't know if that's too high.
Yeah, well, obviously we've got to alter this, because if you see where that is, right, that is about roughly where it is, finishes up. So this is going to have to go like that.
Okay.
And obviously that way, a little way, to get it away from the edge of the thing. But that's a good start, because all that works lovely, look.
Yeah.
So I reckon that's going to have to come, well, the way that is like that, we need to really turn it round, and then that pedal is going to have to be bent up, so it's a bit like that. So when you're sitting in the car, it seems to work better, with that more at an angle. But, having that bit sorted out, and then we clean all that up, and I'll have to drill a hole in there, because it goes against my, whatever it is. I look at that and think, oh, it's ever so heavy, so...
Oh, weight loss,
drill a hole in it, I mean, it didn't make any difference, but...
Okay, that's good. Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Well, what we're doing is we're filling in them holes now, because we're going to have to put the bearing in for the clutch thrust. But...
Oh, that looks better.
That looks a bit more like a racing car, doesn't it? We've actually got... Oh, you've done that, John. Yeah, we've actually got the clutch in position, but unfortunately it doesn't line up perfectly. So we've either got to lengthen them, which would be bloody difficult, right? What about welding the hole up, half up, and then just moving it down a bit? You could do that, couldn't you? Standing on your head.
Is this because you've done something wrong? Or
Yeah, it's my fault. Like it is. But, it was very difficult. That was originally.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they want to be closer together, obviously. Yeah.
I don't quite understand what it's meant to do.
Well, that's what
it's actually a little bit high.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So when you put
Fractionally.
that in there,
It doesn't, it catches on there.
in fact, it's too critical, that, isn't it, really?
It is a bit, but not now, you took that bit off.
No, I wonder if we could take some more out, or take some out of the bearing.
Yeah, why not? Yes, only how it is, yeah. Yeah,
I wonder what that is in there.
yeah, well that's an aluminium, you know, thing to carry it on. Mind you, it's not particularly
No.
thick, is it? It won't take many millions.
We
out
could do
of
with it being that way, 1/4 of an inch, or maybe not 1/4 of an inch. But
No, but you see, you've got a bit on there.
yeah.
I think weld the hole up and start again. Move it down where we want it.
Yeah.
You can put an extra bit of weld on, give it a bit more, what do they call it? Support.
Yeah, that's it. That's easy.
And what about the bracket?
Well, what about that for a masterpiece then, eh? The only thing I thought about that, John, I don't think that's ever going to give any trouble, but if you hit a load of bumps, I reckon the weight of the start motor could bend that more than the other way.
Yeah.
But anyway, at the moment, that's it. But what a light thing, eh?
This was a big piece of metal
Don't
in the
weigh
last
anything.
video.
You know, because we had all the lumps on it, and
Yeah.
I had to cut it, you know, to make it like a bit of a racing car. And that takes the start motor.
And who are you welcoming to the shed
Well,
today?
we haven't got a lot of followers in France, so we've got to crack France. Now, Marie-Jose, is that exactly how I should say it?
Marie-Josée. But you
Marie-Jose.
can say Marie.
Marie-Jose comes from Gallier in France, and so I think if we're going to crack France, this is a good start, isn't it? And she's
He's
got
taking
and
advantage.
Taking liberties.
and she's got a lovely place to stay when I'm in France.
Yes.
Okay, Ivan, give me an update.
Right, we've actually
Put that in.
got the thing, and we've made another piece on there to give it a bit more body.
On both sides.
On both sides, and then we put grease nipples in it so we can grease it.
Okay.
And it's lovely. We tried it on the car with the whole thing, and I had to put a bit of a lever on that to push the clutch, but the clutch frees beautifully.
So it's good.
But obviously, when that's down here and with your foot, you can get a lot more pressure with your foot than you can like that. You know, so I'm confident that worked perfectly. Well, you know, remember I marked it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be honest.
And then this has been tidied up a bit.
No,
This bit's new.
that's what I've got to do this
Oh,
weekend.
this bit's new, these two panels.
Yeah, they're welded in. Look, we welded them on the inside, so you won't see all the welds on the outside. So now I'll clean all that off level, everywhere. And I also started filing that bit round there. I'm going to file that groove off, and I shall file that off.
What groove?
Well, look, you see, look, it's got like a little lump
Oh,
there.
okay.
See, look, and then I blended it in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my best not to touch that. I've got a plan for that. I'm going to put some sticky tape on there, and I'll blend that in.
And you're going to blend that in?
Blend all that in and make this look like a real bit of a racing car. And luckily I had that. It must have come with my Lotus, I think. I don't ever remember buying it. See, that's going to go in there. Like that. So when you push the clutch, that's going to go like that and push the clutch out.
Okay.
And we tried it yesterday, we put it all together. As I say, I put a bit of tube on there and I freed the clutch and you could spin it. It wasn't the slightest bit sort of catching. It was really good. You know, literally you could spin the shaft, so that's really good. And then I put a greaser on there. I'm going to fill that up with grease so that where the start motor goes, you know, you've got that brass thing in here. We can just give that a little half turn now and again and that'll grease it because, you know, there's a lot of pressure on that. But if the worst comes to the worst, we've already got a plan that if it does turn to be too much drag, we're going to buy some needle rollers. So that'll be mounted on needle rollers.
Okay.
So
So that's massive progress.
Oh, massive, yeah. You know, I mean, so we've done that. You know, we could really. But you see, to get this, the next thing really is to make a clutch pedal. And what I've found this in amongst the junk, and so that could sort of get fitted to there somehow, or welded to there, or whatever. But that wants to be very much like that, so that when you put your foot on it, you're sort of pushing like the throttle is.
Okay.
So, but then you see that it's a lovely bit of, because we can bend that anywhere we want it.
Yeah.
And we finish up with that pedal, which is quite nice. So that's that. And I done the bracket, look.
Oh yeah, I think you showed me
Made
that
that look a
yesterday.
bit tiddly-poo.
Yeah. And just on the starter motor, some people suggested you could use taper pins and stuff
Yeah, you
in
could
there.
do, but you see a taper pin, you bash it in and it's very hard to get it out. But the actual piece of metal that is actually driven, that piece of metal there is 2 mil thick.
Oh, so not...
So it's not a lot for a taper pin, and having that sort of collar thing that squeezes up, you know, it might be a good thing really, I don't know, I might be wrong, but it just looks a bit ugly. But John said I'll make a cover so we can't see it. I mean, he's probably right. So, but I'm thinking we're going to weld that probably there,
Okay.
and then we can take those two out. Those two on the end are not so sort of objectionable, but those two in the middle just look awful to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks very chunky, doesn't it? But of course, if we was near the laser welding firm, we could get them laser welded. And of course,
Okay.
it don't get hot at all. The heat wouldn't even get to there. They'd laser weld that all the way around. It'd be perfect. So there's lots of options. Lots of options.
Good.
So it's all good, really.
Okay, well that's all progress.
Yeah. And somebody else said, why don't you just make a new thing and put it start? And then another bloke said, I'll modify the starter motor. Well, what are you going to take off of there to get it closer to the engine? There's nothing you can take off. That's it. And then the other thing is, if we made a new thing and fit the starter motor to the plate, you'd have to have a
Oh, when you
starter ring.
slide it here, can I explain it? If you made a whole new plate here,
No.
Is that not what they meant?
If you make a new one of these, make a new one of them. Well, this is a new one. This is not the original. If you made a new one of them, just mount the starter motor to it. Well, the flywheel is here. So you can't get the starter motor close enough. And your feet are here, so you can't put the flywheel there. Now, if we'd have made a starter ring big enough, that flywheel would have had to have been much bigger. You know, that would have had to have been out here somewhere. Well, the idea of all this was keep it small to get your feet in.
but I think I might have misread it. I thought someone suggested you made a whole new panel here
No, I
with
think...
an integral fitting
No,
for the...
I think they were
okay.
talking about this panel.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, you'd have to, that starter ring would have had to have been out there. And the idea was to try and keep it all nice and small and light. You don't want a racing engine to stick a blooming great chainsaw on. Not a chainsaw, what do they call it, a circular saw. I mean, that would be that big.
Well, this is all done. Have you done all this?
Yeah, well, on Saturday, televised Saturday, I cleaned it all up, made it look pretty.
Wow.
Looks quite good, doesn't it?
That's
When you
fabulous.
consider,
It's got quite a lot of bolt-ons and add-ons.
it's gone from that to that. But we knew from the start that we'd have to have something really good, because we wanted to contain the flywheel and
So
the clutch.
this is where the clutch goes in.
Yeah, we wanted to contain the flywheel and the clutch. Because if anything went wrong with that, you want a bit of metal there, so that's got a bit of metal there. We also didn't know what was going to happen here. So we really had to have something substantial. And as it's happened, it's turned out really good.
And what are these little bits?
That's so that we can grease the shaft that's going to go in there.
Okay.
And that's so that we can grease the thing, you know, where the gear is for the starter motor.
Oh, that's the starter motor aperture. That all tidied up nicely.
Yeah, that's all gone well. And then what we did was we welded it on the inside. So when we cleaned it up, it was all nice and neat and tidy. And, you know, we weren't grinding the weld off. We got oil seal in there, got a nice oil seal. Drilled a hole in there so that if any oil gets in there, it can get out.
Yeah.
Probably do a little tweak on that, because what happens is the flywheel goes that way. Or does it? Which way does it go? Clockwise. The flywheel's going that way. And if you put a little scoop on this side, leave that side sharp and put a scoop on there, if there's any oil in it, it'll tend to push it out.
Onto your feet.
Well, onto the floor. Yeah. So I might just put a little thing there with it. I'll get
And this hole here, that's the...
That's where the
starter motor
bendix
shaft.
for the starter motor. And I've also done that, look, that's all cleaned up and lightened and right up here. I'm going to drill a big hole in there because it don't really do anything. And that's the end of the block.
Okay.
And I thought it might help to let the heat out.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
make it look like a racing car.
And weight? Well, not
And
really. It's
weight.
very light anyway.
Well, it's very light, but it makes it look like a racing car, doesn't it? That goes on there.
Yeah.
And you see that there?
This will get hot.
That gets hot, so let a bit of heat out. I mean, I'm not saying it's necessary, but it ain't going to do it any harm. And I'll tell you what we did. Some bloke said he missed it.
Yeah, I
What
missed
we
it.
did was we elongated those holes slightly.
Yeah.
We elongated them and it allowed it to come back. And then we rubbed the face of that underneath there on the surface table, you know.
So there's
like,
no gap now, is there?
no, like you rub it, you know.
Yeah.
Because this bit was slightly higher than that bit, so there was a little bit of a ridge. Anyway, we rubbed it flat, elongated the holes, and that went back solid.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. See this little tool here, Susie? Have a look at this. That's a little tool, look, for taking the burr off.
That's good.
That's good, isn't it? Tool makers have them all the time when they're machining, you know, to knock the burrs off.
And you're going to make any other holes in that, or is that good enough?
No, that's it now. That's done. That works like a charm, doesn't it?
And do you have to sharpen that, or does it?
No, I've never sharpened it. I must have had it for 25 years. And when I got it, it had several bits, but I think they've sort of got lost because it's never given any trouble. That's a tool that really works.
Haven't I got some footage of that rusty
No,
pedal?
no, this is another one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to warm that up and straighten it out. And then I'm going to warm it up just there and tip that pedal up. That's a nice pedal, look.
Is this the clutch?
This is going to be the clutch. So that's going to go on this side, about there somewhere. So we're going to put the engine in because we've got to get how far we can have it, because we want to make it as long as we can have it. Because obviously it's going to need quite a bit of pressure to open the clutch. So if we had the lever as long as possible, that would be a good thing. So that's going to go about there.
Yep.
And you know, might chop that off a little bit or whatever, but it's a bit of raw material, we don't have to start with nothing. So I'm going to warm it up and bend it straight. I think these are made of what they call malleable iron. Everything on a Morgan three-wheeler was made of malleable iron.
Have you any idea what that's off?
No. It was in the trunk.
You're going to put it on for the camera?
I think we're out of gas. I'm struggling because we're out of gas. Before they all write in and say, oh, you mustn't bang on the surface table. Somebody had already done that before we ever got it. So now we only ever use that corner. But really, we should have our anvil. If we had our anvil working, we could beat that up. But, you know, we didn't have enough heat, so I'll get that really hot.
So we need to get more gas.
So we've got to go and get some gas, but we've got to repair the van before we can get the gas. Well, there you are. Next step is to put it in the car so we can see where the clutch pedal is going to go, which is this side. Now we've got some oxygen. I can heat that bit up that I started to heat up.
Oh, bend it, yeah.
And then we can think about the clutch pedal. And then obviously when this all goes together, we'll be able to put it on in the car, make sure it's not hitting anything. And this is an oil seal for the water pump.
We want to stop the oil coming that way, don't we? So it goes like there.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it might work, John, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it will. I can't remember what to do. I think they were width-wise, they were two thicknesses ordered. That one might be... That one would work as well.
See it go in there?
Yeah. Oh, look, I think that would be perfect.
And that goes in there.
So that's the water pump, and then I can alter that just a little bit more. Now we've got some oxygen, I'm going
You
to
bend that.
bend it just a whisker more. I'll fill that up, John. Let's see what the pipe would look like, whether we'd... You know, don't have to put it on there, just sort of hold it. Yeah, see, so that's got to line up with that. So a bit of rubber pipe is not going to get affected by that. You know, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, so I can bend that a little bit more. And if the worst comes to the worst, I can alter that and make it all line up, because I've just moved that in a bit. No, that's good, I'm pleased with that. That's all gone together, look.
The gearbox on.
And that turns nicely. And we just add a lever on there, and that works nicely. Got a little bit of slack, which I think we need. You know, so that the bearing centres. That's all good. John's made a cover up to go over there.
Oh, that's good.
And we'll make a cover up to go over that, so nothing can drop in there.
Okay. And is it at top dead centre or whatever?
No,
Can you see?
we haven't
Yeah.
done that at the moment. See, that'll be alright. And then I altered that so that it's at an angle now. You're going to fill that with grease. And every now and again you just give it half a turn or a bit of a turn. And it puts a nice bit of grease in there. And then because the steering box goes here,
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick some tape on there so that nothing can fall in there. And we've got to put some, you know, we haven't really got to finish that. But you see, I want to get it together so that we can sort out the clutch pedal and then work out where the brake pedal goes and then work out where the accelerator pedal goes.
We've got them in place a bit.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're in place. The whole lightweight, and also lets the air out, lets a bit of heat out, and there are two core plugs there. So it's not a bad thing that, because if they were starting to leak, we'd see it straight away. It's going to be interesting to see whether we can do it with them on. I think we might have to take them out of the way, John.
Is that the master cylinders in the way?
Down a bit. Ooh. Right, I'll get there.
Well, that
That's it's in both sides. That was easy.
wasn't hard, John, was it?
And then bolts on the front here.
Yeah. That looks like a bit of Offy, that, doesn't it?
Well, it looks a bit like a good modification. Should we put the seat in?
whole load of nuts and bolts for Austin Healey. They do a whole set of them. We don't want them for the Austin Healey, but they're UNF, which we want to use on this.
Oh, okay, well, show me
If
what
we
we
have
use.
any over, they'd be useful on this, right? On that, but let me see if I can push it out really quick. And I'll tell you what, there's no way you can push it out with your hand. There. Oh, no, can't do it.
Okay.
So the pedal's going to be down here, you see.
Oh, you have to have it longer to get the lever for it to work.
Yeah. There's got that bit of tube, John. We'll put it on and see whether. Yeah, I'll tell you what though, it's all getting better. So it'll be about there, won't it? Yeah, look, see, I can do that easy. It's horrible because it's a diaphragm clutch, and they never feel like springs, do they?
No.
You think that's going to be okay?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be okay.
Should we put those brake things back on or not?
But what we do, well, yeah, we could do, but what we've got to do is put a bit of ply back.
Yeah.
Because then that tells us where the floor is, doesn't it?
Yeah. We get rid of that then.
Would you like the leather padding for the seats to feel a bit more comfortable?
Oh yeah, well I reckon we're going to go back even further with the seat. So
Yeah.
I think we could. Yeah, well that
So you've got space for steering
but you see,
wheel.
if you were back a little bit, anyway, we'll see. You know, we're not gonna spoil a ship for acres of tar. That's the word, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you mustn't spoil a ship for acres of tar. See, that's where the floor will be.
Oh, okay.
And I reckon if the pedal's down there, I'll just about be able to do it. But it would be stiff.
You might have to start going to the gym.
Yeah. We won't be able to get the throttle on with the engine in, will we, John?
No. We've got to alter that now, haven't we?
Yeah, but you see what we're going to do, we can look at all that because we might have to alter it when we put starter on and everything.
So the starter will come from here into here.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a new little bit.
Yes, she'll make that. That all turned out pretty good though, John, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't have it coming upwards.
No.
That's the only way we could do it, really. So I'll straighten that bit of metal out and make something that looks like something.
I'm just wondering if you took that off, right?
Yeah.
Put it right sort of down over here.
Yeah, well, we could kind
The
of.
reverse angle, then bring your new pedal off.
Yeah,
Right there, would it make the pushing easier?
Well, we'll see.
So that's next job, the clutch, you think?
Well,
Pedal.
it's one of the jobs, so we can get on with that. And then we can put the brake thing on, and we can put the.
Because also we could lengthen that more.
What you mean, go up?
Yeah, sort of like make that longer, but then off the bottom the pedal will come up, won't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we thought about having that spline.
Yeah.
We can add that.
Put that
into
right
it.
back out the way.
And I'll tell you what, it needs all of that spline and all.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I probably could push that, but I ain't going to try.
No, it's not. Yeah, I could.
It wants to be there, doesn't it? Like, you know, but with the thing at an angle like that, so you push it like that.
Okay, isn't it?
Oh, it's all good, isn't it? It
So
looks
it's-
like a bit of Offy, all that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's encouraging.
Very encouraging. We're knocked out. And then, you know,
Figure it.
in the future. Is that in the way?
Totally.
Oh, for goodness.
Put that there. I don't know.
Oh no. My lovely thing. We'll have to have an extension.
So that's in the way, the grease nipple.
Oh no, we might be all right. You know what?
Do you hold it there?
Yeah, look at that a little bit more. No, we might just be all right. Don't worry about to use the grease nipple, but
Well, we might be able to take that out. I mean, we've got so many variations of grease nipples. Tell you what, that where that's hitting that greasy for. If we was to have a lump of that in,
I think it's not hitting it.
It's not hitting it now.
No, that's all right. That's actually got clearance. But like I say, we'll about use it.
no, yeah, well, we think so.
Now you've done that, do you think you'd put the little cover on?
Yeah, no, because like that's all going to get on the ring gear. That is, none of that's any good.
So that will actually hit, won't it?
Yeah.
What will?
That bottom of that cylinder.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's going to have to go up, isn't it?
Yeah.
They go up.
Yeah.
It helps us really, it'd be less...
The only trouble is this.
Yeah, well, we raise the steering column up a bit. Because although that, what they call it, the drag link is almost level, so I think we've got a little bit in hand there. I think that could go up certainly an inch without any worries.
I'll whip this back off.
Well, that's exactly what you said though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Always away, isn't it?
Put it all together, you've got to put it all together because
To
you
see
just,
which bits don't fit.
you know, if we had a computer, of course, that would all be on there, and you'd be able to turn it around and go, oh, look, you know, but we ain't, A, we ain't got one, and B, we ain't clever enough.
So you can't fiddle with that pedal until you know where that's going to sit.
Well, so what we've got to do now is you lift it up a bit, we just decide, you know, because we can easily make new ones of them. In fact, we can make them a bit stouter now we've got the brake mounted on it. Luckily, that's a one-piece bit, you see. See, so the brake pedal is going to have to go down there. This is going to have to be there. So it'll have to come off there and go down to there. In other words, that round the other way. But we do all that. And that's good because the brake pedal's getting longer and longer, so it'll be more
More
pressure.
powerful. And how big's the steering box thing that fits in?
Oh, well, we'll show you because we'll do that in a minute. Your feet are going to be there, so there's no way it's not big, that's all right.
Yeah, and probably go down a quarter of an inch if we had to.
Yeah, yeah, nice to leave it plenty of clearance, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a drama.
Doable though.
Yeah, it's still doable, yeah, with a spanner. It all depends how high that is. Doesn't want to be at a great angle.
So how much higher altogether do you think it is?
Oh, it's gone up a mountain. I mean, it's not going to be nice. We might
2 inches.
not going to be able to get away with that. Perhaps we'll see. See, the thing is, why they have the steering wheel like that is because you can't have it between your knees, you see.
I don't think that'll affect us.
Is it straight?
Well,
Ain't terrible, is it?
it looks alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Well, I mean, that's got another hole down there.
Yeah, so that could drop down what we've just...
And we can lift the front up if we had to, so I don't think there's any problem there.
Puts the steering wheel at a better angle, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, except that, obviously. But, you know, we got plans there anyway.
Yeah, we'll just cut all that off and...
Right, looking good then, guys. Quite
Well,
well.
We can move that up. You know, yeah, you know. Where's the steering wheel? We'll see. It's over there, isn't it? Yeah, see, that is why they have it like that. But again, we could do that because it's only a UJ, isn't it? If we wanted to do it, we could have it looking like a midget.
Oh, you mean it should be parallel to this?
Just put a UJ in there. Yeah, you see, normally it's like that. Normally a midget's very much like that. If that was right down there, which is where it was, that would be at that angle, and it would be like that.
Yeah.
And the reason it's like that is because you can't have it like that. But we could do that. That ain't no big deal. Main thing, what we're trying to do is get the brakes in, which I think is quite good because we can get the pedal to go down there. We can get that pedal to go down. So now we've got a clutch and a thing, and I reckon we get the throttle in, which is going to be there. I think we can do it.
And where will you change gear? Where will the gear stick be?
Yeah, well, it has a gear lever between your legs, but I've got a plan to take that up and come out there and come up here so you can do that. But
Okay.
I might be kidding myself.
And that won't interfere with the pedals.
No. Hopefully not. That's a good thing. Yeah, now, you know what it was? It was that old pedal, you remember that, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it was made of malleable iron. And I must have bent that half a dozen times, and it's still all in lovely condition.
Yeah, and it looks clean.
Well, I cleaned it up to make sure it wasn't cracked.
Okay.
Because I'm really, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous what I've done to that. But
Yeah.
it's amazing what you can do to malleable iron.
Yeah, it looks good.
And that is going
And
to
that's,
fit.
show me where it fits. Don't go.
Let me
That
cool
fits
it
hot.
down. I'll cool it down now. Show you.
Oh, and John's moved this bit up here higher.
Yeah.
Are they new brackets?
Stronger brackets.
Okay, that's good.
See?
Yeah.
Go on the internet and put in Motorcycle Mary.
Yeah?
She was the first woman to race in America, and she did that bar thing or whatever
Yeah.
on a motorbike. Because her mate Steve McQueen told her, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She raced her brother's Porsche. Oh, what a dame. And she's old now, she's as old as me, I would say, but she's really, you know, really nice. See the way that fitted in there, Susie? That's going to have a nut on there. But you try pushing that
I feel
out.
that's going to hit the floor.
No, it won't. You've got to push it that way.
Oh, God, it's stiff.
That's it.
Okay, it's doable, isn't it?
Yeah, doable, definitely.
You'd need very grippy shoes on.
Yeah.
Is that the brake there?
No, that's going to be...
Then we go further back. Yeah. Well, you didn't get in it before, did you?
No.
Well, you wouldn't have got in it before anyway.
Been on a
I
diet,
couldn't
John.
get in it.
That could do with bending out a little bit. I should do that. So now, what it is, before, the throttle linkage used to come from the throttle and go straight up there to there. But unfortunately, the start motor's in the way now, so we can't do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to introduce a bell crank. So that's going to go on there, like that. Ready? Close my eyes. That's it. Yep. And then that is going to be like that. So we'll have a piece of rod going straight up to there, which opens the throttle. And then instead of coming up here, it's going to run along level with the chassis down there to the throttle pedal. So that will all, as you press the throttle, that will go like that.
Yeah.
And move that, and that opens the throttle. Just there.
Okay.
And then that will have a spring on there, which you have to have. You have to have a spring on the actual lever. So it'll be mounted here somewhere. And that will obviously go down to there or something like that. Actual fact, that's a very useful bolt there. We can put a tag on that, and that looks really good. So that sorts that out. Right, so that's that, what we're doing at the moment. The next thing is the brake pedal. But we've made a little bit of advance on that. We've altered it slightly. Look, we've got it down there. Now that's going to need to be extended. But we thought when we get the throttle pedal in the right position, if we get the brake pedal just there, that's going to be just what we want. So until we've done this, we can't really do that. We've got ourselves already, we've got another bit of brake pedal, which we can weld to that bit of brake pedal. So we've got a bit more material, so that's that. Now the other thing is the clutch pedal, that's done.
Good.
So I can show you how that will work.
We've got that. We've got footage of the clutch pedal, I think.
Right.
Or maybe not with your shoes on.
Yeah. Well, these are my shoes for my old shoes, as it happens, because, you know, being FIA and everything now, you have to all has to be
Did you go out with one shoe on yesterday?
I did, yeah, I did accidentally, which was very nice for Susie, because I had to go into the stores at Ford's to get the bits for my Ford, and I had odd shoes on. So I'm walking like this, you know, with the odd shoes on, so it's very amusing for her. But as I don't care what anybody thinks of me, it didn't matter. So anyway, so there's the shoe. That we're going to have to push the clutch pedal out with. As you can see, lovely. Look, I think the angle's just right.
Now push, yeah.
It's very stiff, but you know, that's life. There's nothing we can do about that.
Good.
So we've got to live with that, and then obviously we're going to alter this brake pedal to be down there where the throttle is.
Yeah.
And then, with any luck, that's it. We've raised all this up, which we've already talked about. And then, obviously, then we're going to sort this out. So there's lots to do. All right, I'm just going to change this angle very, very slightly.
This is on the throttle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where it's going to be, I reckon. Might be just a little bit more. Now, if we can get the brake pedal to come down and line up with that, because the body's here.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of room between that and the body.
Yeah, and let's see how the throttle linkage works.
Might bend it straight eventually, but that's in the future.
Okay.
But if you come round here, Susie, you can see our crank, what John's devised. See? So, you know, instead of having that, we do
Goes
it
to there.
right way round to the fuel injection system.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's working through.
It's really smooth.
Yeah, and the good thing is it don't feel like it could possibly stick,
No?
which is the most important thing. So I'm very happy with that.
So this couldn't freeze then? It's
No,
not...
no, because this has got butterflies. The Type 51 Bugatti had a 48K Zenith, and it's got like a barrel like that. So there's a lot of area where it can stick. And that's what happened, I
But it's
think.
on methanol.
It's on methanol, but it's got butterflies.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's all coming on. This is going to be a good car, this, when you can press the thing like, vroom. Be lovely, vroom.
And what would you say at the end of a video?
For the video,
No, what?
don't forget to subscribe, as Susie keeps telling me. And don't forget to press the like button. And what it is, this has got 12-inch wheels, which is standard, magnesium, lovely, lovely, all in good condition. I've got 2 sets of them. But tyres, what are we going to do about tyres? I mean, we've got some slicks, but they're like 100 years old. We've got some knobblers, which I actually managed to buy, but we're only going to get them if we ever go on dirt, which is very unlikely in this country. So what do we do about slicks, boys? All you boys in America, tell us what we can do, where we can buy them, and what have you. Otherwise, we'll have to convert it to having 15-inch wheels, and then we can buy English racing tyres, but, you know, it won't look like a midget then, will it?